Hey, what's up? We are here
on site, on location, and I'm very happy to be here with you. We're going to bring you in a little bit here. So we got the sun in the eyes here. Okay, so we're going to bend this down a little bit. So very happy to be here with you. We are on site, on location at Pizza Man Pub on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. And we are here, I know as soon as I say it, it's going to go nuts. We are here with the Baldwinsville Bees for a state championship. You can do better for states on that. Come on, yeah. So that being said, we are here, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, every single month with the Baldwinsville Bees right here at Pizza Man, and I am very happy to tell you that we have a bunch of guests coming up here tonight, and we're going to start things off with Mia Posey as well as Carly Desmond. And of course, I'm your host, Dan Tortora. So, Mia, why do you feel like they're cheering for you so much right now?
No idea. No, I was pretty nervous about tonight, so they're hyping me up a little bit.
All right. Have you done this before? Are you used to it or no?
I'm not really used to this kind of stuff, no.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to jump into it really light. Tell me something that nobody... No, I'm kidding. Okay. So, you just went over the weekend. Huge game. Scored a lot of goals. It looked like a football score, essentially. Bring me into the game against Corning Painted Post and just what your favorite moments were.
Honestly, just how many assists we had as a team. We had 18 out of 23 goals assisted, which is incredible, and it was super awesome. We always want each other to score and perform our best, and it's just so fun to do that.
Carly, what about you? What do you remember the most of the game that you just had that continues you on into the next portion of states?
I mean, I just like how we're always like celebrating and happy for like one another, and like the hugs always after the goals, like the celebrating on the sidelines, just as a whole round team, like we're just so happy for one another.
I asked the guys this. Some of the guys remembered, some of them didn't. Who's the first person that you hugged after the Corning game? Do you remember?
Probably Mia, because we connected a lot, so I think we're just like really happy for her. So.
All right, fair enough. So this is kind of like Trey and Jake's. Is that Jake remembered that he hugged Trey, but Trey didn't remember that he hugged. Do you remember that you?
I did remember giving her a lot of hugs.
Okay.
Like, the entire game.
We were jogging back, and I was like, "Hey, you played a great job." And
yeah, we gave some big hugs.
What is it about this team this season that has been so special? Because we were here after the final tryouts. It was going into the first practice. It was the beginning of the season. And you all told me what you wanted to do. And here you are having done it and further than that. So can we first give a round of applause for the fact that you said you were gonna, and then you did. So how does that feel, Carly, to have set out a goal and you're still playing?
Amazing. I mean, spectacular. I mean, any good word you could think of.
What was it about this team this season that made you believe you could get here?
I would say the chemistry and teamwork and just how much we love and appreciate one another.
So chemistry and teamwork, you hear that, Mia? Why is there so much chemistry on this team? Why do you feel like things flow pretty well?
Well, we grew up playing lacrosse together since as long as we could remember. There's great unity and we love each other to death. Like, we have so much fun together.
Your earliest memory of lacrosse, who on this team do you remember playing with, like in the beginning of it all?
Well, I would say Carly. Her dad is the reason that I started playing lacrosse. So
okay.
We played soccer together, and then he was like, put a stick in my hands, and it was rest is history.
So you guys coming up here was perfect because everything that's happened in your lives has been with each other, pretty much.
Yeah.
Take it away from this. Now, off the screen here, we have Finley, who is right in front of me. So I think we can do better shouting out. Finley, can we show Finley? 7 months old, hanging out here with us. Coach Megan Tabor's little one here. Mia, what do you love the most about Finley?
Oh, she's just adorable. She makes my day. She's so cute.
What about you, Carly? What's the best thing about Finley?
I just like.
You're going to be on the show, Finley.
Like,
soon.
Her,
we locked eyes.
Her cheeks.
Yeah.
She's got cute cheeks.
And I saw as soon as she came in here to Pizza Man, everybody went to grab her. So is that how it normally is? Is just pass around?
We like fight for her.
Who holds on to Finley the most that won't give her up?
Definitely like Ava or like Sophia Mascarino.
Okay. All right. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there a typical line of waiting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long line.
Usually
Okay.
people just kind of like snatch her, like
Yeah.
call next, but you don't really get her next.
Yeah.
What has she done to make this a special season for you all? Do you think she inspires you?
I mean, I think just her being present and like just making us laugh and like cheer up. She's just so cute. I mean,
What do you think, Mia? Is she the proper mascot for this team?
Oh yeah, she's also the future of Baldwinsville Lacrosse. So.
Yeah, I
it's in
like
her
that.
blood.
I like that when we're talking about her, she's looking here and
Right,
she's already in it.
She looks around a
She
lot.
knows.
She does. She gets it. So this season, not done yet, obviously. More to come here. You have an interesting game. I was talking to Coach about it, an early game. It's going to be going on when my show, typically Wake Up Call, is out in the morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. What are your thoughts, Mia, playing a 9 a.m. game out in Cortland?
Almost every Saturday practice we have is at 8 a.m., so we know how to get it done early in the morning. Not worried at all about the time.
So you don't feel like, Sam likes that, so you don't feel like anything changes because you get after it so early?
Oh, absolutely not. We've been trained for this. We knew this 9 a.m. game is coming.
Yeah. What do you think, Carly? What do you think about playing?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, all the Saturday early practices, like having to focus and wake up and get out of bed, I think it's like the normal. I think we'll be good.
What is it about this moment that you're trying to cherish? Because I feel like once we get back into the normal scheme of things, which I think, a lot of us feel like things are more normal now, or for the most part normal, and through the last couple of years we've had to lose things. And the biggest thing that I said is not only do I want to appreciate what I have in the midst of all the tornado, but to appreciate it after the storm is gone. Do you take time to appreciate the moment within the moment? Have you given yourself time to be excited about how far you've come?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we've all been waiting for the opportunity for this for a while. I mean, COVID took away the 1 year, and then last year there was just sectional. So we've been all like waiting to be able to prove Beeville and compete for a state championship.
What is it about the chip on the shoulder? Carly, I'll stay with you for this because we talked about this going into the season, that you knew what you wanted to do and you knew how you came up short last year, and last year there were no states. But to lose last year in double OT, but to win the sectionals this year and know that there's states, is it somehow in a way sweet? Because if you had one last year, it would have stopped. So is it even better to win now knowing that there wasn't going to be a lack of states?
So I mean, no one really likes to lose, and especially me, and I know my team does not either. So definitely I think, yes, it's nice that this year we got to be able to win sectionals and we get to compete, so I guess, yeah, that is nice. But like I said, I think we're just going to keep going and winning, hopefully, so.
The chip on the shoulder, how much did you feel that this year?
A good amount. I mean, I know I was confident. I mean, like, very confident.
Think of
in my
anybody
team.
say that. A little bit of a chip. Kind of went away. Felt it, then I didn't.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, confident, but not happy. But, I mean, I know our team's good, and we keep improving, so.
Mia, let's go off what Carly just said. Why is this team good but continuing to get better?
We just worked well together, like so well together. We all want this really, really bad, and every practice is just full effort from everybody. We want this really bad.
How do you stay focused? Because some teams get to the sectional part of it, win a championship, and then sometimes focus can go away. Sometimes you kind of rest in that, well, we've gotten this far, and they start to buy into their own hype. Why is this team not doing that?
Well, regardless of what happens, Thursday is our last practice, so we need to give it our all for this rest of the week, and we know that. So we are extremely locked in, and we have 2 back-to-back games, so we just need to keep going, and we are.
Not everybody likes practice. Why do you like practice?
I think it's so much fun. I love every part of it. The 1v1s and 2v2s. Our plays are fun to run through. Our 4-1-20s and conditioning.
Okay.
It's so fun.
The running helps.
The running helps. It really does.
I was going to say that, Carly. So do you like, to you, Carly, do you like every part of practice? Is there one part of practice that's a little more challenging?
I mean, maybe the running sometimes, depending on the day, but I mean, helps us get in shape, and clearly it's helping us to like compete, like being able to have that energy, and at the end of the game, like really helps and pushes us.
Is there something that Coach had y'all do from the beginning that you hated, but now you love the fact that you did it because it's gotten you here?
Running.
All right.
And
Straight up
pushing
running.
us to our best and not letting any little thing slide, because that's helping us get to where we are.
Fair enough. Mia, would you say that?
I would say in the beginning of the year we had to really work on our ride a lot, and it was a lot of extra conditioning, but it paid off because we have one of the best rides I've ever seen, and we stopped the ball, caused so many turnovers, so it really helped us.
I always talk about the fact that the team is right here when we're doing these shows. Like, they can't see it, but they're like almost blocking the doorway here. And right around the corner of like this big group of wonderful people is another wonderful person that was up here with me last time, is Sam. And even when she's not up here, I can clearly hear her. So is she still the loudest on the team?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, definitely.
She's taking the cake of being the loudest? Yeah. All right. What do you think, Carly? Is there anybody louder or even close?
She's definitely the loudest, I would say. That I could always hear even when I'm like on attack. But I mean, I think Fiano competes with her with the yelling on defense. She's
Okay.
like the main communicator.
Who is? I want to get it from both of you here. Carly, who's the quietest on the team? Who's the one that will go out there and battle every game, but is just very, very silent?
I'd have to go with either Michaela or Kate, probably.
Okay. What would you say, Mia?
If it's not those two, I'd have to say Emma for sure.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So give me the two that you had again.
Michaela or Kate.
Michaela or Kate? And you said Emma?
Emma.
Okay, so for Michaela, let's go with that first. If you think it's her, I want a round of applause for quietest.
I don't know. She has her moments where she does say stuff a lot, but
All right. What about Kate? All right, Michaela's winning that one. What about Emma? Okay, so it's
like no one on our team's really quiet.
No one's, like, quiet.
Okay, I guess you could say like you can hear like some people like more than others, but those are the people like that. I mean, they're not as loud, but like they make like funny comments and stuff.
fair enough. I like that. Okay, so personality-wise, I know we talked about some stuff going into the season, but you've had more time together. So this season only, going throughout this season, who has had the best comedic moments? Carly.
I would have to probably go with like Bree or Sid.
Bree or Sid?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, cause just Bree just makes some like funny comments and Sid's just funny like all the time. So
Okay. Bree or Sid? Mia, who would you say?
I would have to say Sid's made me laugh the most this year.
Okay. All right. She's always involved, right? She's been on my show 372 times, and all here. And even when she's not sitting up here, she's sitting up here because someone's mentioning her in a positive way. So she said redheads have the most fun. Neither one of you has red hair, but would you agree with Sid?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah? All right. Fair enough. Okay. So we all know that there's a part of the show, Tell Me Something Good. You guys have already said really nice things about each other, but I'm going to ask you to do one more. Mia, tell me something good about Carly Desmond.
She is amazingly talented at lacrosse, but more importantly, she cares so much and puts in so much work that it's almost inspiring, I think, to the rest of the team to watch how much work she puts in, and I wish I could put in that much work, to be honest.
Okay, all right. I like that, Carly. Tell me something good about Mia Posen.
Oh, Mia. I mean, there's so many good things I could say. I mean, Mia's been like my buddy forever. She's always pushing me. She's the person I'm always nervous to go up against in ground balls. Coach knows we get into it sometimes. Mia works so hard and never lets anyone put her down, and she's constantly pushing everyone around her. And you're also just like a great person.
Yeah.
Very kind. I like that. It was really kind. Beautiful. So it's nice to hear people say good things about people, right? In today's world, positivity. So I'm going to ask you to say something good. Remember, you have a practice coming up. Tell me something good about Coach. Carly, I'll start with you first. Megan Tabor is blank. Fill it in.
I mean, she's a great coach. She's always pushing me, and every.
Where's Coach? I want to see her face. There it is. Up there. All right.
I mean, she's really helping to push me to get to the next level, and even if I think I'm doing something, she's always finding something to help, like, push me and make me better.
Fair enough. I like that. Always pushing to be better. Mia, what would you say about
I would
Coach?
say she's a very articulate coach. She pays attention to every detail, every aspect, and that's made us disciplined players all over the field. So yeah, I would say that.
I agree with that.
So she
Yeah.
just, all those little, because that's how you win championships.
Yeah,
It's
like
those little
film.
things.
Yeah.
The film. Really
You guys watch
helps.
a lot of film?
Yeah, I mean, we get like, she like writes comments back like on us, and like it helps point out things that I would say like I wouldn't like think of or like notice. So that like really helps.
All right, I like that. Well, before we get up Coach, as well as one of your other teammates, we are going to go into rapid fire. You know how to play this from watching it. So 2 questions apiece, and then I get to. Mia, we're going to start with you. You can ask me anything, and I have to answer it.
What is your favorite thing to do in the morning when you first wake up?
Oh, well, that's easy. I would say, I don't know why 2 things popped into my head, because why would this be fun, but I thought the real answer, and then I thought brush my teeth. I don't know why I thought that, but I really, first thing that I do when I wake up, I have to do it when I wake up, besides greet Lily, my dog, who's always on the bed. So besides saying good morning to Lily, it's always thanking God for waking Lily up and waking me up too. So that's my first thing that I do, my favorite thing. So my first one for you, Mia. You have to go whitewater rafting. Have you ever been whitewater rafting?
I have not.
Okay, me neither. So you have to go whitewater rafting. I've heard horrible stories about it. It's dangerous. So if you had to pick 3 teammates that you would trust with your life,
None
okay,
of the above.
who do you pick to be? What did you say?
I was like, none.
Yeah. Carly said none.
Just
You
kidding.
got to pick 3 to save your life in whitewater rafting. Let's say you're rafting, you're going down, you bounce out of the raft. Who do you believe can save you, that you trust the most?
All right, I'm gonna go with the brains and the brawn. So I'm gonna go Maeve and Thea Iano to
Okay.
try and save me, and then I'm gonna bring Sierra along in case I die. I can die with her. That'll be fun.
Why die with her?
Because she would be happy and smiling even if we were dying and not know what's going on. So
She teaches swim lessons. She's
it's
able
a
to
swim
save
lesson.
you.
So we could either die or teach me how to swim.
18 plus years of broadcasting. Never have I had somebody go, I picked them. Because if we're going to die, she'll smile while we're dying.
That would be like Emma Hollaback.
But Sierra wouldn't know what's going on, so it's fine.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Carly, what's your first one for me?
What's your favorite sports team?
Of what sport?
Any sport.
Pro?
Sure.
Okay. Favorite sport? Okay, I'll run the gamut. My teams don't make sense with where I'm from. I'm from Syracuse. So, Syracuse basketball and football, that makes sense. But NFL, Jacksonville Jaguars. Since the beginning, 95. Toronto Raptors for the NBA since 1995. NHL, the Anaheim Ducks, because I love the Mighty Ducks movies. It's literally the only reason. And then MLS, Charlotte FC, and I think those are most of the ones I grew up on. So besides Charlotte FC, so I'll probably. Oh, and then baseball, Arizona Diamondbacks for Major League Baseball.
Interesting.
Also, and I'm not saying this just because we're here. I know that there is a league, but there needs to be more representation and a better league situation for women to play professionally in lacrosse in America, because there's not enough.
Yeah.
So that needs to change. So, and I know there's been different iterations of it, but it needs to be more consistent and more teams, and I need to see some more money. Now, like, there's money behind the NWSL for soccer, there's money behind the WNBA now, but there needs to be more money behind pro lacrosse. I'd like to see that. So my first one for you, 3 people in the world that you want to eat dinner with, if it was your last meal of your life, and there was a comet coming to Earth, and you had to pick 3 people to eat dinner with, who would they be and why? Could be people you know, could be celebrities, could be anybody.
Definitely my mom, because she's like the most important person in my life. No offense, Dad.
Are Mom and Dad both here?
My dad's here. My mom's not.
I love that. I picked Mom. Is Mom here? No. Is your dad here? Yeah. Where's Dad? Where's Dad? Right.
Checks are stopping.
Okay.
Yeah. No, probably my parents, but for like regular people, and then celebrities, I'd have to go with Patrick Dempsey from Grey's Anatomy, because he's just like, I don't know, he's very good looking.
Wait a second. I watched a season and a half of Grey's Anatomy. I know there's like 37 seasons, but he was McDreamy. Was he McDreamy?
Yes,
all right.
he was McDreamy.
I know one thing.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. And I know Katherine Heigl was in the beginning of it, right? And then I know like the original cast. That's what I know. Yeah.
Maybe like my lacrosse idol, Michelle Tumalo.
Okay. Why?
Well, she played at Syracuse and plays for Team USA, and I've always inspired to be her. And we're number 35, and so hopefully I will be doing that at Syracuse. So she's really motivated me, and watching videos on her, and like I know her personally, she's like helped me with a lot. So
that's awesome. I like those answers. All right, Mia, what's your last one for me?
If you were to go skydiving and you could bring one person, anyone in the entire world, who would it be with you?
One person skydiving? It's the only person that told, 2 people told me they want to skydive with me. But I would bring, and no offense to Shamarko Thomas, I love you, brother, but I would bring, because I never thought she would say this to me, my mom. Now we're 30 years apart, and she wants to go skydiving with me, like as a birthday thing.
Wow.
We've never been, but Mom said let's go skydiving, so I think that's who I'd pick for sure. All right, so we're talking about one person now, so I'm gonna flip it to you in this way. I asked the guys this. I'd love to know your thoughts. We talked about your team, so this doesn't have to be a teammate, it could be anybody. You're going across country. You got to sit in a car with somebody. There's no air conditioning, and the radio's broken. Who do you want to spend that cross-country drive with?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. All right, why? Why?
He's nice dude to hang around.
All right, Tom Cruise.
I like his movies.
You like his movies? Did you see the new Top Gun?
I did.
Was it good?
It was good.
I haven't seen it yet. so Tom Cruise,
Yes.
who was actually born in Syracuse. Yeah.
Yes.
He was born in Syracuse, New York. I don't know if he's ever said it, but he has. But all right, Carly, what's your last one for me?
All right.
Whatever you got.
If you could watch one movie for the rest of your life, what movie would you watch?
If I could watch one movie for the rest of my life on repeat,
Yeah.
boy, that I wouldn't get sick of. Probably Wedding Crashers.
That's a good movie.
Probably Wedding
Yeah.
Crashers. And I need to crash a wedding. It's on my bucket list. So I have a goal of crashing a wedding. If you know of one that you think would be crashable, let me know.
Our athletic trainer's getting married soon. But
All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, I will more than happily crash a wedding. Just for fun. I just want to like eat the food and dance. That's all. You would know I was there, but you wouldn't know I was there. All right, Carly. My last one for you. We're gonna get serious on this one for a minute. You're President of the United States.
who would allow that?
I'm allowing it. You're President of the United States. This is okay. Well, this could be interesting here. It's serious, but it's not. So it's serious that you're president, but I have an answer to this. And I've never asked this question before. There's 50 states in our wonderful United States of America. As president, you can get rid of one of the states. You can get rid of one, and then you can move the nation's capital to another state. So what state would you want to showcase, and what state would you get rid of? I have an answer for both of these.
One I get rid of?
One you get rid of.
I mean, I don't know much about other places besides New York, but maybe like, I feel like, I don't know, like Alaska. Like I just didn't know. I just didn't know it. Like I don't know like who goes there.
I heard California. That was a great answer. That was a good answer. Gas was $9 there when life was normal. So you said Alaska.
I don't know, like.
Because you don't plan on ever going up there?
No.
Okay. What state would you want to move our state capital to?
I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I mean,
You have a favorite state?
I like Florida, but then I feel like that'd be like too chaotic and like the most like popular place, you know?
Yeah, could be. I can understand that.
Maybe I don't know, like maybe all the way like out west. Well, it's
Okay, so maybe Florida. We'll say maybe Florida.
I don't know.
I have an answer now. Without question, I was harassed by a cop there. I have dated people from northern, middle, and southern part of the state, and it was all bad. Is the fantastically horrible state of New Jersey. I would get rid of New Jersey.
I don't know. I like the beaches. Like I put.
Yeah, Wildwood's fine, but there's something about New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey is an unnecessary city. It is an unnecessary city. So what I would love to do is just get a giant saw, cut it, and just push it into the ocean. Let people get off if they want to. With what's coming up here, I'm going to shake your hand here and wish you the best for your continuation on states. Go win a state title, okay?
Yeah.
Go do that for us. All right, let's bring up, we have Maeve and we also have Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So we will be coming up here with Maeve Bartell as well as Coach Megan Tabor. The head coach will be coming up here with us momentarily. So we appreciate you being here on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallBT and on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallBT as well, where sports meets that thing called life. So appreciate you being here. Of course, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is here for you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook.com, YouTube.com, and MixLR.com, all /WakeUpCallBT. On Facebook.com /LiveNowDT and on MixLR.com /WakeUpCallBT for live internet streaming radio. And of course, we're happy to be here with you on Facebook at WakeUpCallBT, Twitter at CallBT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. So as soon as we have Coach, we'll bring Coach up here. So coming up, all right. And we are. So we're awaiting Coach. Okay, somebody have you come in to sit. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. So we'll get us started here while we await Coach. So I'll give you this. And Miss Bartell, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. How do you think your teammates did?
Well,
They did all
I was
right?
nervous, so I'm proud of her. She did well.
Mia was nervous.
Yeah.
Was Carly nervous at all or no?
Probably a little, but
A little bit?
yeah.
So bring me into your name and where it came from. I want to know where Maeve came from. Very unique name.
Well, it's Irish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Irish. I think my parents just heard the name and loved it. My sister's name is Maura, so also another Irish name.
Yeah. Do you like Maeve?
I do. I like having a different name.
Yeah, and have you met anybody else?
I have. When I Irish danced, I met a lot of Maeves.
Okay, so you did Irish dance. For how long?
Like 7 or 8 years.
When did that stop?
When I was 11,
11?
maybe, yeah.
Okay. Would you ever get back into it? Did you like it?
I did like it.
Okay.
It's kind of just a fun talent now.
I was gonna say, you never really forget it, I would
Oh
imagine.
no, yeah, no, you don't forget it. But
So have you been able to break it out at an Irish wedding?
I've never been to an Irish wedding. I've never been to a wedding.
You've never been to a wedding?
No, my cousin's getting married though soon, so.
Okay, when's that going to happen?
October of next year.
Okay, all
So we
right.
have some time.
So you got some time to learn, some time to get it down.
Right.
And what are you most looking forward to if you've never been to a wedding before?
The dancing.
The dancing?
Yeah, having fun.
Would you crash a wedding?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, so I would. Coach, would you?
You know, I don't think so. As someone who's planned a wedding, I know all of the stuff that goes into it, so I don't think I would do that to somebody else.
I just want to go have fun for a little bit. No disrespect. But there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm learning that. I'm actually learning that right now. So there's a lot of things that go into planning a wedding. What do you think was the one thing in planning a wedding that you didn't know? That maybe you, after the fact, were like, wow, I didn't realize that was so important in the beginning.
Well, my wedding was unorthodox because I got married in 2020.
Oh, yeah?
So there was a lot I didn't know because there was a lot nobody knew. The whole thing ended up being quite the process, but it worked out in the end, so it's good.
What advice would you give to somebody got Finley crying. Oh, Finley. As soon as we heard her, you looked right over there, that motherly instinct.
Yeah.
Bring me into life with Finley and what it's done for you these last 7 months.
Well, if you ask my players from previous years, they told me it's made me a lot softer, is what they've told me from the previous years. So I didn't think that, but that they all come to me when they come to the games. They go, "You don't yell at them the way you used to yell at us." They go, "You're so soft now." They give me all sorts of crap.
So you think that she's warmed your heart a little bit more?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe? Okay. Now, what's your favorite thing to do with Finley?
Well, we just got a puppy a week and a half ago, and
What kind of dog?
he's a rescue. He's a mix of a whole bunch of stuff, so we don't really know.
What's his name?
His name is Camo.
Camo? Okay, I like it.
And right now, I think just watching the two of them together is the funniest thing. Because they just love each other, but they don't know how to love each other because they're both babies.
I was going to say, how big is Camo?
He's relatively small still, but I don't know. He's probably like maybe 20 pounds now.
Okay, all right. And is this a normal occurrence? I talked to some of your players about this, but is this a practice thing that happens where Finley comes and visits a lot?
She's come to practice, but she's come to a lot of different team events.
Okay.
But that's pretty standard for her to be in Ava's arms for most of the team events.
And I was going to say that they said that Ava's the one that usually has her the longest.
Yes.
Do you ever have to wrestle Ava to take her back?
No, but Ava is not one to, as you saw, even when she fusses, a lot of the girls are like, "All right, coach, here you go." Ava's one to be like, "No, I'll take her. I'll figure it out. I got her."
Yeah,
So-
so you have built-in babysitting,
Yeah, oh,
which
yeah.
is very cool. So we sat here, you sat in that exact chair when we a few months ago were talking about this season and the hopes of this season. How proud are you, and I know you're not done, but how proud are you of your team to know what we spoke about, what they said they wanted to do, and to know that they're more than halfway there as they've won sectionals and they have continued on in states?
I'm very proud. I know in the beginning, I knew that this team was capable of a lot, but we made a lot of mistakes early on in the season, and my hope was, I was like, we've got to fix all these things if we hope to advance into the playoffs, and they've started to do that. We are peaking at the right time, and they're fixing all the little things that Coach and I have been harping on for months now, and so it's nice to see them starting to put it all together, for sure.
Man, what is it about this team that you feel like it's coming together now?
I think everything's just clicking, and we're really taking what our coaches are telling us and putting it all together at this point.
Why did it take some time, in your opinion?
Well, sometimes we just aren't the most intelligent group of kids. Really good lacrosse players, but sometimes it just takes a little bit for the wheels to turn in our heads, so I think that was part of it.
And that's not academically. This group is very smart academically if you look at their grades, but just outside of academics, sometimes we're a little concerned.
And what is it? Is it just, like you said, you're very talented, but the IQ of the game, where's the disconnect come in?
I think we all have a strong IQ, but we always want to go. and sometimes settling down and knowing when to just play our game and not be so crazy. And I think that's clicked now.
And that learning to calm down.
Yes.
Can we see that? Like, if you look at games now, the last few games now, do you feel like on film you can see the team taking a breath at times?
Yes, definitely more than at the beginning of the season.
What would you say, Coach? Can you see that breath there?
I can. It's still not quite where I would love it to be, but I do see them starting to take a little bit of a break here and there and settle a little bit. As you know, Coach Boyle always likes to tell us that this team is all gas, no brakes, because they just can't slow themselves down.
The art of, why is it so important? Because I can understand, you know, growing up, and I played basketball my whole life, so you want to keep going at 150%. And you have to be able to calm it down, drain the clock, do different things and whatnot. So I know that there's times where you don't want to stop because you're just feeling that adrenaline, but you need to. How do you teach that? How do you teach a team that has all this energy that it's actually a good thing sometimes to just wait and have that pace?
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out because I haven't been extremely successful yet.
Okay.
Because that's a hard thing in practice to be like, let's stand around and pass the ball for a second. So we're all kind of figuring out together, but I think they're starting to realize and they're starting to tell each other on the field more, hey, stop, relax, like get it around, stop. Or the middies will be like, hey, we need a break, get it around once. So I think that them communicating to each other is helping them on the field.
Man, so look at this. 23-14 was his last game against Corning Painted Post. A lot of scoring as a necessity. How do you balance Coach saying, hey, let's pace ourselves, let's get another pass or two in? How do you do that in a game and then still get 20-plus goals? How did you find your pacing and then still obviously attack? Because normally 14 goals should be enough to win a game, and in this one it wasn't.
I think our middies, especially that game, you could tell when they needed a break or when they wanted to go. And that's how we got a lot of fast break assist goals from getting down to Carly and then back up to Mia and Mia goes. I think that was Mitty slowing it down was a big part.
Tell me something good about Coach Megan Saber.
I think Coach is a very... In the middle of the season, we were having a little downfall of our team, and she texted us one day that she got a new clipboard and that we were gonna win 3 games on the field really soon. It was the Portland field, and I think her looking to the bright side, past the bad game that we had the day before, really stuck out because it gave our team the adrenaline going into it, and then we happened to beat FM in the next game by it.
What was it about that when Coach sends you that message that made you all believe, okay, you know what, if she thinks it's going to turn around, then we're going to trust her?
I think it was just a restart, and we all trust Coach, and we take what she says to heart, so it was just a nice restart for all of us, and going into the end of the season to know that she believes in us as much as we believe in ourselves.
Coach, bring me into that moment when there was that. First and foremost, when you hear Maeve talk about how the team dipped a little bit there, what do you attribute that to? And what was going through your mind when you were trying to reignite the team?
Well, I think that just happens. Sometimes you don't always have great games. We had 2 this year that we lost, and we definitely should have won, and the other one we definitely should have had closer. But I think we were off that day, and you have to get them to focus on the fact that they are a good team. Yes, there's always things to improve on, and they know even we could win a game 40-0, and I'm still going to say, hey, we still got to fix this, this, and this. But at the end of the day, knowing that they are capable and they can't worry about those things and just got to keep playing their game over and over again is so important, because I can be hard on them, and I want them to know that even though I'm hard on them, I do believe, and I want them to believe in themselves just as much.
And you heard Maeve say that it's good to know that Coach believes in us as much as we believe in ourselves. Why do you think they have that trust? How do you establish that trust that even when you are hard on them, they believe that you see the best of them?
I don't really know what I do. I mean, I would think that it's, I try to, yes, be hard on them, but then I try to in practice, we get off on tangents and I let us just talk about other things, and we just kind of, they see me as also just a human being. Like we talk about the baby. These girls ask me questions about the birthing process. They all know all about it now. So like just, I feel like they feel comfortable talking to me about things now, and it's just like, then like, I'm not just the big scared person who's mad at you all the time. I'm just still a person.
How in depth do they ask you to get about the birthday things?
It was very in depth. It was very in depth.
All I know is, as a man, I was told to stay at the head of the bed and just hold the hand.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all you need to do.
Yes.
How would you describe giving birth in a few words? Because there's nothing, and I know this as a man, that we will never be able to equal. All I can say is we liken to if we get kicked in a certain place, we want to die in that moment. And I said any man in the world that gets hit a certain way, if there was a knife next to us, we would all stab ourselves in the heart. But that's that's like a minute or 2 minute feel. So how would you describe what you had to go through? I like all the answers I'm getting, and I like the hands over the mouths that I'm getting. Did he just ask that? I know you can swear, but I'm trying to see if we can work around it.
It's really it's a lot of mental toughness.
Yeah, mental toughness.
That's really what it is. It's a lot of mental toughness.
Mental toughness.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's the beauty of it, is that it's really hard, but you would do it. Why would you do it again?
I mean, it's worth it in the end. It's well, like the girls were asking me how long you're in labor for, but it's however long, a day and a half or less than that usually is when you have your next child, and you get past that because you have a lifetime with the best part of your life.
Which is a fantastic answer. I love that you said mental toughness. That was a very kind way of talking about it. And speaking of kind, Coach, tell me something good about Maeve.
Maeve is just so dependable. You know what you're going to get with Maeve all the time. She always does the same thing. She's working to get her best. She asks me questions, but you ask her, I gave the girls something I wanted them to do on defense on Saturday, and every time Maeve was there doing exactly what I wanted to make the game plan work, and you never have to remind her more than once to do something. And I think that's
I like that. Maeve, for you learning through this team and being a part of this squad, and being in the midst of states right now, what makes you believe, there's a couple more steps to take, what makes you believe that this team is more than capable of taking care of business?
Everyone's working so hard every day, and it's obvious that we all want it so badly. And I think with the way we've been playing, the amount of goals we've been scoring, we're totally capable of doing it. It's just us believing in ourselves.
Did you feel that chip on your shoulder? Has that been here all year, that chip?
Yeah, I think we've all just been working so hard because we know what the end goal is.
Staying focused. You heard your teammates talk about it. How are you all staying focused? What are you doing to keep each other accountable, knowing that you could be really excited for everything you've already done? How are you staying focused for the upcoming opportunity?
I think it's a lot of during practice, working hard, going after every ground ball, finishing every drill, and taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, one opponent at a time, and that's how you stay focused.
Coach, do you see that focus? Has this team been able to lock in and not buy into the hype, so to speak?
I think so. I think having those couple losses has kind of helped us, because we know at any day, if we're not ready to go at any moment, this could slip away from us. So I think that's actually kind of helped us, to be able to perform even better.
You heard Mia and Carly talk about totally fine with a 9 a.m. game because they're used to 8 a.m. practice. What are your thoughts on having an early Friday game coming up here?
I mean, last time I was in States, we had the 11 o'clock game, and that's nice, but at the same time, part of our issue last time was it was so hot that we were gassed. And having a 9 a.m. game, that's actually nice because it's the coolest part of the day in terms of all the other time slots. So I kind of try to look at that positive of, hey, at least we'll be going when it's cooler out versus when we're dying on the turf.
Maeve, what about you? I mean, you're nodding your head over here. Some teams, it takes that time to get going, but what makes you believe that it's going to be more than okay to get out there and get out there early?
I mean, I think we've...
Apparently God said let there be light, and there was.
I think the past game helped us to prove to ourselves that we can play at any time of day. And personally, I love playing in the morning.
Yeah.
I like to get up and get the job done, and I think that's what all of us want to do.
All right, well, I like that. With that being said, we are here with Baldwinsville Bees Girls Lacrosse Team Section 3 Class A champions. And moving on here in states, we have Coach Megan Taylor. We have head coach Megan Tabor as well as Maeve Bartell, and we're jumping into rapid fire. You know how to play it, so we're going to do that right now. 2 questions apiece. Maeve, you can ask me the first one.
So you said you played basketball when you were younger.
Yes.
What was did you have any superstitions before a big game?
That's all right. Apparently, whenever we talk superstitions, that falls down. Maybe we need that to stay down for the weekend. I don't know. But my superstitions before a game, that's a good question. I feel like there's probably things you know what I always did? For some reason, my ankles would always feel like loose in my sneakers no matter what. So I'd be getting ready before a game and I would just feel weird. So right before the game, immediately before, I had to tie them as tight as I possibly could. And I had to do that every single game. And then I never knew if I wanted my socks up or down. So I guess that's part of it, would be my sneakers and my socks. I've never been asked that question, but I guess that's the one. But it didn't have anything like I would wear a certain thing underneath or something like that. I did try to I would wear like the wristband on my bicep. I would pull that up and wear that there. And usually on my left arm, I would do that. So I guess that's one of them. My first one for you, Maeve. I like that. Do you have any? I want to stay with that. Do you have any superstitions?
She's very superstitious.
Very superstitious.
I'd say my big one is I can't take off my warm-up shirt until after I've got my stick checked.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long has that been going on?
Well, the beginning of the season, when we got our warm-ups,
Okay.
I took it off before Pittsford and we lost, and then I took it off before Victor and we lost. So I can't take it off now.
Okay, so you wait until the stick's checked.
Yeah, and usually I'm the last one, like one of the last ones to get my stick checked.
Okay, well, it's worked out for you, so I guess you got to keep it that way.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, what's your first one for me?
Who would be your one person you'd be dying to interview in your life?
That's a good question. Sports?
It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter?
Just in general.
Oh wow! I feel like I had this answer, and now it's hard to think about. Somebody that I would want to interview if I could interview one person. You know what? I don't really care who it would be at the time, but I'd like to sit down with the President of the United States, whoever it is, because if we don't figure out America in the next few years, and I don't care who people vote for, we just need to be better people. I'm going to end up running, is what's going to happen. But I'll tell you right now that I would want to sit down with the President, and I'd want to have a real, heart-to-heart chat and get a pulse of how the job really is and not what they say it is.
Yeah.
So my first one for you, Megan, is we talked about being a mom. So what's one thing in 7 months that you appreciate more about your parents now that you have little Finley? What is something Finley, specifically Finley, has taught you?
One thing she's taught me, I guess to probably just enjoying the time that you have with people when you're around them. Because between school and coaching, and I tutor a little bit too, I don't always have as much time for her as I would like. So I try to really enjoy the time that I do have with her.
I love that. Time, and that's the one gift you can give and you can never get back. And these last 2 years, I would like to think we've learned how to spend our time, hopefully. Babe, what's your last one for me?
If you could do any extreme sport, what would you do?
Any extreme sport. I would say probably something like dirt biking or snowboarding. Two things I've never done, but I'd probably pick one of those, I think. All right, let's stay with the extreme. Would you rather live in extreme heat or extreme cold?
Oh, cold, easily.
And why?
I actually want to like study in somewhere cold, like the South Pole. Yeah, like I want to live somewhere cold when I'm older, and I'd rather be cold than hot. You can always get warmer, but you can't get like cooler when you're so hot. So
We're here in Central New York, so you picked the perfect place to stay cold.
yeah.
But I've never heard anybody here say that they want to go somewhere colder.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, next year I'm going to Clarkson, so I'm getting colder.
okay, all right. And you like it? You enjoy that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I
All
do
right.
much better in the cold.
You do better in the cold.
Yeah.
That is a great answer. Now I can say that at least somebody else doesn't mind the cold. And I think we have better weather than people give us credit for anyways. What's up, Coach? Last question. What do you got?
Oh gosh. Muskie, give me a question. Yep.
Is that the one? What was that?
Favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday?
Most memorable podcast.
Most memorable podcast. Okay, I'll answer both. So my favorite holiday is Christmas because I have a strong faith and I like the fact that we're supposed to actually celebrate Jesus' birthday that day. So I would say Christmas is my favorite, and just getting my family together. I could always rely on, like, we all came together and we had traditions. So Christmas. And then my most memorable podcast has been over 1,000. Oh boy. My most memorable podcast. Jeez. I would have to say, probably, I feel like there's another one because I've said this before, but probably, especially now since he's passed away, is Floyd Little. So we became really fast friends, and we were friends for 8 years before he passed. I never thought I would be friends with Floyd Little. I never thought I would meet him. And the advice that he gave me and the confidence that he helped me to have, it was him, it was my parents, my mom, my G-Mama, and Floyd when I was at a crossroads of starting my own company. And he was one of the main 3 people that helped me know, like, you can do this. So I'd probably say Floyd Little. And the most memorable part of the podcast I never played. It was just me and him. And I told him, I said, I want you to be my uncle, because I said I want to just grow up sitting on a porch with you listening. And I think that's a misconception of broadcasters, is people think that broadcasters like to hear themselves talk. I like hearing from everybody else, and I'll add where I need to add, but I like learning about the people that I'm around. And what other job do you have where you can meet thousands of people around the world and get to know, like, the things that matter most to them? So I think it's really cool. So good question. I like that. My last one for you. You know what? You ask the audience. What do you want me to ask Coach?
Who's your favorite?
All right. Question for Coach besides who's your favorite?
Favorite condition. I was gonna say favorite running.
Favorite torturous run, I guess. Favorite run that you like, I guess.
Honestly, I mean, we haven't done it the full out this year, but I really like when we do my 2017 team they called it 24 minutes of death. So we haven't done that many. We've done some rounds of it, but I haven't made them do the full 24 yet. Okay. But it involves jog sprints with exercises. So a partner does jog sprints while the other partner for a minute, while the other partner's doing, like, burpees, and then they switch and they go through that twice, and then we do 5 rounds of that.
Oh, that's insane. Is there something for the winner to this?
No.
No. Okay. So, and you haven't had them do that yet?
Well, they've done it. I just haven't done the full.
The full 24 minutes.
Yeah.
24 minutes of death.
I've cut it down a little bit.
Okay. So how many minutes is it?
Well, last time we did it, I think we only did like 3 sets, but we have done 4 before, but I haven't done the 5th set yet.
I like
But I
seeing
don't think I'm going to now.
some smiles, some looks of terror, and then some looks of just staring off into space, hoping that you stop talking about this at some point. So, and prayer. So, with that being said, head coach Megan Tabor, as well as Maeve Bartell, and all of Baldwinsville Bees Girls Lacrosse. Now, Maeve, I had the final person on here on the boys' side, Tucker, do this with me. So I'm going to ask you to do this with me because it's important and it's something that I like to do. Not only are we going to wish you all the best and tell you that you're in our prayers to go and continue states and do right by this amazing community, which I know you will. Baldwinsville Bees Girls Lacrosse, love being here at Pizza Man, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville. Very supportive of this wonderful team. We appreciate the Bees. And Maeve, you and I are going to drop the mic. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it on 3. 1, 2,